Hello guys, welcome to Movie Mind YouTube channel. Today, in this video, I am going to explain to you the full story of the Malena movie. Let's take a look at the story of this movie without further delay. Woman Malena is the principal character in this film, who has been demonstrated to entice. Malena experienced childhood in a modest community. She was the town's dazzling magnificence. Residents had kind gestures towards her. Furthermore, the town's women had envy for her, and they profoundly wanted to be like her. Every male of the town needed that she might be the accomplice of him. A kid used to live in that town named Renato, who was more youthful than Malena. One day Renato buys another bicycle. He goes to show it off to his companions. His companions say, "It has been heard that Malena will go through along these lines." They generally long to have her look. In this way, they accumulate at a spot. What's more, they cast their eyes on her as Malena as she passes from that point. Renato keeps on gazing at her as he looks long and hard at her. He couldn't quit gazing. At the point when she passes, then, at that point, he starts to gaze at her on the double, going in a corner. Indeed, even she arrives at inside the city. However, he consistently pursues her. Malena's dad was an instructor and had hard of hearing ears. This large number of children were his understudies. Then they are shown sitting in a classroom. Furthermore, they are aggravating Malena's dad, discussing Malena before her dad. Renato visits Malena's home and starts to watch out for her through the peephole. She is resting miserable there. Here it is uncovered that Malena's significant other had left in the times of battle with military. He is still there. On the opposite side, a couple of companions of Renato come on the scene, who were recounting Malena. Once, she had requested that I bring a cigarette. Other residents had additionally believed that Malena isn't a devout woman. Here it has been applied to uncover society's opinion on friendless women. Also, which words are created session her. Conversely, it is shown that Renato had begun to have affection toward Malena. Hearing others as she isn't a devout woman and progressed for everybody, Renato had begun envisioning her as she is with her. He was excessively youthful yet needed to lead life like elderly folks. So he personally gets into the gasp of his dad in the wake of cutting it, since he used to feel humiliation in short jeans. His dad went forceful for this demonstration and he was beaten ordinarily. Renato didn't stop and he began pursuing Malena like the little fellows continually. He used to watch out for Malena through the peephole. Furthermore, she was uninformed about it by any stretch of the imagination. That somebody is observing her. At some point, news is broken that Malena's better half has met his destiny in the fight. She is indented into distress, hearing this news. Also, she starts to cry while resting. Here it is uncovered that she was frantically enamored with her better half. She had lost the fight when she realizes that her significant other is no more. She is moved to her dad's home reasoning what she will do residing here. Once, Renato is working at a spot. He hears that individuals are standing up the foul words for Malena. He thinks, I am the one in particular who knows the reality of Malena. I should uncover that she isn't reprobate woman and was truly enamored with her significant other. Taking a gander at her through window, he begins thinking as he has approached her. He tells her, just sit back and relax. I'm with you. Give personal time so I might develop. A short time later he moves to chapel. He requests God, take care of Malena. What's more, I will light the candles here day to day consequently. One day Malena's dad gets a note. There was an explanation that Malena is engaged with each man around here. And your girl is not a pious lady. Reading it, he loses his temper. Repudiating Malena, he requests that she leave from that point. Malena is let be once again. Realizing that Malena has again begun to live alone, he starts to watch out for her daily practice. One evening, when he goes to Malena's home, he peeps through a peephole. There is a cop in her home. It was showing up as there is truly connection between them. Seeing it, Renato feels dejected. I had accepted her as a pious woman, and I was going to reveal that she is a pious lady. It was difficult to accept by him. Then, at that point, that cop emerges from her home. Renato conceals himself in a corner. Coming outside, cop encounters a doctor. He says that Malena is in my relationship. What were you doing inside? Because of this, the fight is started between them. Right away, police additionally approach there. Presently this news had begun to spread all through the town. That Malena is in relationship with an all-around married individual. Furthermore, she might be captured for this. Malena got stressed. Then, at that point, she employs a legal counselor saying, "Help me." Attorney wins the legal dispute and it is legitimately demonstrated that doctor was lying. Subsequent to winning the case, a similar legal counselor attempts to entice Malena. Malena guards her, however, of no use. Renato observes it and he becomes restless. Then it is shown that Malena's dad's airplane is crashed when he was on the flight journey. Malena is agonized, knowing it, because she had lost everyone who could favor her. Her husband's pension had stopped, which was granted to Malena. Since it was demonstrated that her better half is no more. Now Malena's was getting financially poorer. She thinks a lot. But she does not come to the conclusion, what should she do? After a while, she starts cutting her hair, taking scissors. According to she, for what reason would it be advisable for me I not be a scandalous woman on the off chance that the common individuals fault me? Renato feels awful, seeing this. And he spends his time in depression. He had killed his craving. His dad concurs what Renato needed when he comes to be familiar with it. Then, at that point, it is shown that Malena was transformed into a cheapest woman. Every one of town's guys used to visit her. Subsequently, the spouses of guys developed rage. They were in angry outburst and visit to Malena. Also, they exile her subsequent to thrashing. The fact that Malena's husband had returned makes then it shown. As a matter of fact, he was alive and somebody had quite recently spread gossip about him. He gets back to his home yet tracks down Malena in no place. He is unable to search out Malena even after a struggle. Furthermore, others were living in their home. He asks about Malena. He is told that your wife had turned into an impious lady. Presently she doesn't live here. When he moves to know about it to his friends, then his friends refuse to help him. They say while offending him, "Which sort of a man you are." Slapping him, they fall him down. Renato feels sorry, noticing it. He thinks, presently the opportunity has arrived that I ought to tell about the personality of Malena. How could she transform into the cheapest woman? Then Renato composes a note to him, Malena isn't scandalous in any way. Maybe she has been constrained to be this way. Residents spread the misleading news about her. Hearing it, she used to spend her time in grief. He uncovers all that happened to her. And how had she been exiled? Reading it, Malena's husband is gone aggressive. Furthermore, he gets back to take his wife other. Then it is appeared that he comes back to the same town while walking with his wife. Townsfolk were all the while gazing at the two of them. Be that as it may, there was nothing similar to any charge or incongruity in their eyes. Because her husband had accompanied her. Malena's husband could take revenge if they say ill. Residents had begun honoring Malena, her better half and their well-wishers. Then it is shown that Renato meets Malena for the last time. A few fruits are tumbled down from Malena and Renato assists her with getting them. He tells Malena, "I will petition God for you that your approaching life might be spent honored." What's more, the two of them take their methodologies. Eventually, Renato's speech is shown. He says, "Time elapsed, I became hopelessly enamored with numerous young ladies. They used to find out if I will recollect them. I said, yes. But she was one in particular whom I always remembered and will never be able to forget. She was Malena." This is how the movie ends. For such an interesting movie explanation, please subscribe to my channel and activate the bell next to it. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and comment. Thanks for watching. See you later in the video.